So we have seen the feature of dynamic parameter. Now we will look at the next feature that's introduced in Tableau, which is animate mark transitions. Again, I'm assuming that you know what are animation charts in Tableau. You have gone through the training and you know these things, then animation will make more sense, or at least basic understanding of Tableau is necessary. Animate mark transitions. Next point. So we will use the animation chart or the motion chart that we use in Tableau training, in our regular training, whatever we create under custom charts concept. We will be recreating the same chart and see how this new animation feature is going to enhance the visualization further. So I will get connected to the world indicators data and create the chart where we look at the health expenditure per capita versus the life expectancy of a person, okay, in the form of a scatter plot. And we will have to disaggregate the data to get a complete understanding about the data. And we'll take region to the color shelf, right? And how do we transform this into an animation chart? Is we will do it based on year. Therefore, I'm taking year field to the pages shelf. Once this is done, you can see that Tableau has automatically given us the page controller where we can see the data for different years. And we have the pace controllers here, play button, pause button, pace controller, fast, medium, slow, medium, that is normal, and fast pace. And when we click on this button, the animation happens, means we can see how we are looking at data for different years, right? This is the chart that we are quite familiar with, custom animation chart that we create in Tableau. However, a new feature called as animating the mark on the view has been introduced in this version of Tableau. What will it do and how do we access it? Where do we access it from? What kind of animation can we set up here? You will have to go to the format option on the menu in order to access that feature. There you will find a new addition in this menu called as animations. When you select that option animations, you will get a new pane on the left side, which will overlay the data pane. Just like your formatting pane, if you have to format something, will come and overlay the data pane. Similarly, even the animations pane will come and overlay the data pane. By default, on this workbook, the animations are turned off. Okay. At workbook level, you can turn on the animations, or you can keep it off, and at worksheet level, you can turn on the animation. So I would like to turn on the animation at workbook level because I want every chart in this workbook to be animated. Okay. Then the first thing that we can control here is the duration of the animation. Fast, medium, slow, very slow, and you can also customize it. So let us go with medium, which is half second, 0.5 half second. And we'll discuss about style. So with this animation feature of half second duration setup, now I hit the play button. You see how the transition is happening now compared to what it was earlier without the animation. You can see the difference. Suppose I turn off the animation and hit the play button. This is how it was going, 2001, 2, 3, so on. And when I turn on the animation, you can see a very smooth transition of the data points happening there. Okay, let us further increase the duration to maybe 2 seconds. So it will be very, very slow. Now, people who used to almost immediately get the data points for the next year, this is kind of very slow transition that is happening. So you'll have to be judicious in your decision of setting up the duration for the animation. Okay, depending on the chart that you create. Now this I think is fine. Half a second transition is fine. And motion charts in general also we create only when we are going to be there in person to explain the chart, or when we're giving a presentation to the client, these come in very handy. And on top of that, if we activate the animation feature, then it will just bring in more interest. Okay, let me show you one more animation because I would like to also talk about the style, animation style. We have seen duration. Now we will look at the style. For this, I will make use of sample superstore data source. and create a very simple chart showing the sales for different subcategories. All right. And how do we sort the data in Tableau? We sort it by simply going to the sort icon next to the title on the axis. We can click on the sort icon and we can see the transition happening. Now this is with animation. Let me turn off the animation. Why is the animation happening here? The animation is happening here because on the previous worksheet, when I turned on the animation, I turned it on for the entire workbook. Because I turned it on for the entire workbook, it's happening even on the newer worksheets, the subsequent worksheets that I create. Let me turn it off here just for demonstration's sake. So look at how the bars are transitioning without animation. So the data is unsorted. First click, we know that the data gets sorted in descending order. Second click, the data gets sorted in ascending order. Third click takes the data back to unsorted view. So immediately we are getting the view that we are looking for. However, if we turn on the animation, okay, you can see the transitioning happening, which is a little smooth. This is with half second. You can make it 2 seconds and you can see the slow transition happening. You can increase it to whatever value you want, customize it, and you can increase it to, let us say I want to make it 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds, all right. Why is it going back? Okay, let's leave it as 2 seconds. And now what I will do is here, I will also include subcategory. I will show the members in the subcategory dimension as filter. Okay, look at what happened. We had to accommodate the filter. We had to display the values. So automatically the chart got a little squeezed because it had to give place to the filter data. And right now the animation is happening in a simultaneous fashion. What is the style of the animation right now here on this chart is simultaneous. Sorry. Suppose I remove a certain member here, like for example, art. Art is gone. And if I sort the data, you can see the transition happening. And when I uncheck something, let me remove binders, multiple animations happening simultaneously. Okay, it is not just removing art, at the same time, it is also adjusting the remaining subcategories properly. It is moving them upwards to fill up the empty space. All this happened immediately in one go, it happened, right? Let me show you again. Let me remove copiers, kindly observe. It removed copiers at the same time it has pushed up bookcases and the rest of the subcategories to fill in that empty space which was created by copiers. We could not really see the empty space created by copiers because it happened simultaneously. Suppose I include copiers. Copiers came and immediately the bar for copiers came. At the same time, all the remaining subcategories shifted downwards to accommodate copiers. So simultaneously, multiple animations are happening on this chart. Now let us make it sequential. The other option that we have here is sequential. Suppose I make it sequential, then what will happen? I'm going to uncheck copiers. First copiers is removed. Then the bar corresponding to copiers is gone. And then the remaining bars have automatically adjusted themselves to fill the space and fit there. Sequential animation. Suppose I include copiers. So first the space for copiers comes, then the bar for copiers will have to come, for which first of all bookcases has to move down. All right. So sequential and simultaneous. You can choose one of the two options to show the animation happen based on your requirement. Duration, I think I can customize it here to 5 seconds. Is it not allowing me? At this particular worksheet animation 2, I want to make it 5. Okay, fine. 2 seconds itself seems to be long enough, but I think it's okay. All right, the transition happening. You can create this type of animation charts with anything you want, not necessarily a bar graph or not necessarily an animation chart like a motion chart. You can do it with any chart of your choice. It could be a line graph, it could be a geographical map, it could be anything. Okay, no matter what type of visualization you have created, even on a text table, you can make the animation happen. So all you have to do is you have to go to the format pane and access the animations option. There you set up the duration for the animation. You set up the style, whether it is supposed to be sequential or simultaneous. And if you make the changes here at workbook level, then all the worksheets will get impacted by the modifications that you're making here. If I have made it sequential here, it's going to happen in a sequential fashion on all the worksheets that I have. If I make it simultaneous here, it'll happen in a simultaneous fashion on all the worksheets that I have. All right. But on a particular sheet, if you want to design it differently for a particular sheet, then you will have to go to selected sheet level and then make the animation there, whatever animation you want. So maybe at workbook level, I want to turn it off. However, at worksheet level, I want to configure it. For this particular worksheet, I want to configure it. I can do it. All right. So like that, you can decide whether you want to configure the animation of these marks, transition of the marks in an animated way at worksheet level for individual worksheets or the entire workbook level. So that was about animating the marks and looking at the transitioning that happens when we animate it. If you have any questions, I'll take it up. Otherwise, we'll proceed further. Okay, the next feature that we will be looking at is the option where we can export the dashboards to PDF or PowerPoint or images. And this option is not the normal export PowerPoint, PDF or image option that we have. This is something that has been included on the dashboards as an object in the dashboard. Now, one thing that we already know and are familiar with, that we have gone through in our regular training, is that once we create a visualization, if we want to share it with our audience in a static fashion, then we will simply choose to export that animation, that visualization that we created as an image. So when we export it as an image, what happens? Tableau will save it as an image as a portable network graphics image with the extension .png, because Tableau works best with PNG images. It works with the other types of images also, but it is considered to be the most compatible with PNG. And you will save it somewhere, let's say in my documents folder, I'm saving it. My system is a little slow. So you can see how we got the image of that particular visualization. All right, along with the caption and the chart itself. But this is static because nobody can basically modify it or make any changes to it or change the data from 2012 to 2000. Nothing can be done. It is static. So we can save it as an image like that, or we can also go to the file option and export as a PowerPoint. Then Tableau will create a PowerPoint presentation, which by default will include all the worksheets in the view, all the worksheets, or you can say selected worksheets from the workbook. So let's say I want all the worksheets. I just want these 3 worksheets. Okay. Nothing from sheet 4. I want only the animation related ones, these 2, and I will export them. So Tableau will create a PPT for us. It will automatically assign a name to that depending on the name that we have given to the workbook. It's creating a PowerPoint presentation. And when we export it as a PPT, what do we know? Tableau will automatically put a title slide on the PPT, giving you the name of the workbook and the date and time when the workbook was created, and the images of the charts of the views that are present on those worksheets, right? This is the other export option we have. And also we can go ahead and use the option called as print to PDF, wherein Tableau will save the workbook or only the active worksheet, depending on what we select as a portrait or a landscape option, it will save it as a PDF document. So export as a PDF, export as a PowerPoint presentation, export as an image, these options have been there in Tableau for a very long time. It's not something that suddenly popped up now. But what came in 2020.1, in 2020.1 is, we have this export option included as an object on Tableau dashboard. Okay, when you click on the new dashboard icon, here you will find a new object called as export. Let us build a dashboard first. Okay, let's say this is my dashboard where I have certain elements on it, and I don't want to show the filter, so I'll just remove it. All right, given this, now I want to export this particular dashboard which I have created, this report, as an image, for example. I can do it by putting an export button. I'll bring it as a floating object somewhere on my dashboard. I'll place it here. And let's move it to a side. Increase the space given to it. Once you do that, you can configure it. How do we configure the button? Is by selecting this option to edit the button. Okay. Now here you can choose whether you want to export this particular report that you have created as a PDF or as an image or as a PowerPoint. Let's say I want it as a PowerPoint. What should be the button style? Is it going to be a text button like this, or do you want to use an image? If you want to use Microsoft PPT icon, you can do that. You can just save it as an image and you can call it here. Right now, I'm going to use it as a text button. And then you can give it a border if you want to, maybe dark border. And you can give it a background color because we're talking about PPT. So let's fill it with red. All right. And apply. Export to PowerPoint. And click on OK. Okay. Now what will happen when I click on this button? This will become active when you upload your workbook to Tableau server. So one click and you will be able to export. Alt plus click, and Tableau is creating a PPT with this particular dashboard for me. Tableau is creating a PPT with this dashboard to me. It will export as a PPT. All right, I'm not going to save it anyway. Let's cancel. So we have a new object that got introduced in the list of objects that we have on the dashboard. That is the next new feature. All right, you can also try out the PDF and the image options that we have. The next feature that we'll be looking at is view status in explain data. View status has been introduced in explain data, which means a status bar has been introduced under explain data. For that, we need to understand what is explain data first of all, because that is also a relatively new feature which was introduced in 2019.3 or 4, I think. 3, I think, 2019.3. So let's say I'm looking at the weekly sales of Superstore. Okay. And I noticed that in the week starting 13th March 2016, the sales was very, very high compared to the rest of the data points. I noticed that there is very high sales which happened here. I would like to inspect this data point further and understand what made the sales of Superstore rise up so significantly in that week. So how do I get an understanding about what happened there in that data point? I have to simply click on this bulb icon, this light icon, which is called as explain data. Once we click on this, Tableau will basically apply some machine learning algorithms on the data present in the chart It will also scan the underlying data using which the chart was prepared, and it will give you an explanation about what might have happened in that week. Okay, so what happened? It seems sum of sales is 35,609, which is higher than expected. Okay, considering the distribution of values in the data, means looking at the overall sales that are happening week over week, most of the sales are in the range of 4,320 to 19,852 on an average. That is the range that we have for sales. However, in this particular week starting 13th March, we are having sales which is way higher than the normal range of values that we have. What are the possible explanations? It is telling that there is a single record with a value of 22,638, which increased the sales significantly. So it's not just looking at the data present on your chart. Okay, it's not just looking at the data values present on your chart and saying that on average, this is the kind of thing that you can look at. However, there is something that went wrong here. It is also looking at the underlying data, each and every record in your data source. It scanned and it fetched that record for us. Look at this. It fetched that record. It's telling us that on 18th of March, week starting 13th March, so 18th March comes in that week, there was one order that was placed. Okay, this particular order ID by Sean Miller, the customer from United States, who placed an order under technology category for which product? Some video conferencing unit. Okay, this was sold at a loss of $1,811. Okay, but the sale value was so high. So this one particular product which got sold, because of that one transaction which happened in that week, the sales in that week increased significantly. Okay, so it's giving us possible explanation. So this is all these things used to be there even in Tableau version 2019.4. So this is the normal range of values, and you have an outlier here. Now, whatever Tableau has visually analyzed and presented to us, if you want, you can create a chart out of it. All you have to do is click on this worksheet icon, which says open as a new worksheet. And when you click on this particular observation which Tableau has made, it opens up as a worksheet for us. Look at that, a new worksheet opened up here with the visualization, which is telling us that on an average, this is the sales that is happening every week. This is the median of the sales value, and these are all the values which are happening. However, one transaction happened with extremely high sales, which increased your overall average sales significantly. And that is an outlier. That data point is an outlier, an extreme value. Okay. What has been introduced in version 2020.1 specific to explain data is that we have the status bar now. Till here we used to get, even up in 2019.4, we had all the information till here. But this bar, this status bar, is something that came up new. What is it? What is so special about the status bar is you have the view status icon. The eye symbol that you're looking at, the information symbol that you're looking at, is the view status icon, where when you click on it, you get further explanation about it. Based on the mark you selected, Tableau ran a statistical analysis on the data in the view present in your data source, and not just on the data in the view, also the data in your data source. The window shows possible explanations for the value of the selected mark. 10 fields were considered, 14 fields were not included, etc., etc. All right. So this status bar came in new. So these were the 4 things that I wanted to discuss today as a part of our discussion on Tableau 2020.1 new features, significant features that have been brought in. One is refreshing the values that are present in the parameter automatically whenever the data gets updated with new records. Animate the marks that are there on the visualization that we create. Being able to export the dashboards that we create as PDFs or PowerPoints or images using the export object on the dashboard user interface, and view status, the status bar that is introduced with which further explains what might be wrong with the data point under the explain data feature. Okay, here I will stop the discussion and take up any questions that you might have. What is a parameter is your question. Parameter is basically a dynamic value, meaning let's say my requirement is to look at the profits coming from different customers present in a business named as Superstore. Superstore is a retail business where they sell different products, tables, chairs, bookcases, binders, etc. Different products are sold to different customers. Okay. And when a customer comes and they make transactions, obviously they are giving us some profit. They're giving the business some profit. So based on the profits, I want to arrange the customers in a sequence, and I want to see who are the top 5 profitable customers. I don't want to see all the 793 customers present in Superstore. I'm interested in looking at only the top 5 customers. Then what would I do is, I will have to put a filter. Okay, I'll have to put a filter telling Tableau that give me only the top 5 profitable customers of the business. Tableau will do so. But let us say your client comes up with a new requirement and they say that not 5, the management would like to look at the top 10 profitable customers of the business because they want to reward the 10 customers. Okay, so what will happen? We have hard coded the number 5 when we created this, when we provided a solution to this requirement, we hard coded the number 5. So there's going to be a dependency on the Tableau developer. Now the management will have to send the workbook back to us. We will have to take the workbook and edit the filter, change the value from 5 to 10. Once we do that, the chart will get updated showing us the list of top 10 profitable customers of the business. What if tomorrow they come back with a requirement that they want to see top 20 customers, and day after tomorrow they want top 50 customers, then they want top 100, then they want only the topmost customer. Okay, then every time if they have to depend on the Tableau developer to make such a small change, and if they cannot make such a small change by themselves, it will get very frustrating to anybody. It's a very small change. I'm just asking you to increase the number from 10 to 20. Why do I have to depend on somebody for such a small thing? Because Tableau is a self-service BI tool. It also comes under the category of self-service BI tool. Certain things, the people who are interacting with the visualizations, they will be able to do that by themselves. We have to, however, we have to give them that kind of provision. Okay. How do we give them that kind of provision where they will be able to choose a number of their choice here, depending on whoever customers, whatever number of customers they want to see? How do we give them that choice is by creating a parameter. Means rather than hard coding the number here, you will go ahead and create a parameter. So what is a parameter? It is a dynamic value which will replace the constant value. 10 is constant, which we are going to replace with a variable. And the input for that variable will come from the person who is interacting with the chart. But initially, to begin with, we need to give it some data, some value. So let's make it 5. To begin with, let's make it 5. Give it a name as top 5 customers. Data type is integer. We can have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 customers, etc. Right? We cannot have 1.5 customers or 2.35 customers. So definitely the data type is integer because only whole numbers are allowed here. And I will allow a list of values. So I'll say, okay, you can go ahead and choose 5 customers, or you can choose 10 customers or 50 customers or 100 customers. But this list is again hard coded. Parameter itself is dynamic, but the values that we put in this list are something that we are giving from our side. These are hard coded. And now these also can become dynamic by setting it to some field in the workbook. That is what we saw today. So now what happens? I'm looking at not top 5, not top 10, not top 20 or 30 or whatever. I'm looking at top 5 customers. Sorry, I think I should have renamed this to top N. This is not top 5 that we're looking at. We're looking at top N. With a list of values predefined in it. If I choose 5, I see top 5 customers. If I choose 10, I'll see top 10 customers. If I choose 50, I'll be able to see top 50 customers. 100, I'll be able to see top 100 customers. Getting it? What is a parameter? I hope it's clear. How do we make the values in the parameter dynamic is what we saw today. All right. Okay. So that's it from my side. I hope it was clear. If you all, if any of you has any questions, I'll take it up. In the Tableau main training program that we have, we will cover the entire Tableau content. Correct.